Good morning, and welcome to another episode of SmartFox News.
Hello, Tracy here with a sports update. Sunday night, the Los Angeles Lakers became NBA champions, defeating the Miami Heat in 6 games. This is the Lakers' 17th championship, tying the Boston Celtics for the most NBA titles of all time. The Finals MVP was given to LeBron James unanimously. He now has 4 Final MVPs, second most in NBA history, behind Michael Jordan. LeBron is the first player to win Finals MVPs with 3 different teams. Other Lakers that became champions for the first time were Dwight Howard, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Alex Caruso, Markieff Morris, and of course, Anthony Davis. The owner, Jeannie Buss, became the first woman to win an NBA title in that position. After being in the bubble and being away from family for months, they can finally go home. The fans of LA did not take long to celebrate after the win. Many fans were flooding Staples Center, celebrating their victory. You can hear the fans chanting Kobe, the late basketball legend the season was dedicated to. The final score for the Game 6 was Lakers 106 and Miami Heat 93, ending the series at 4-2.
Hi everyone, Kim here, and now it's time for a pop quiz. Which is the only state in America to begin with P? The very first iPhone was released in what year? A. 2001, B. 2007, C. 2003, or D. 2009? Stay tuned for the answers.
I once read to my 4th grade class The Great Kapok Tree. The man was putting business before the environment, until all of the animals in the rainforest whispered in his ear while he was sleeping and begging for him to put down his axe and save their home. The loss and deforestation of the rainforest is disastrous for not only the animals but for our world. And this is not fiction. The rainforest is often referred to as Earth's lung because it produces 20% of the oxygen in our atmosphere. But they are burning at record rates, such as the Borneo fires in Indonesia, where the parliament passed a controversial law that environmentalists say will have disastrous impact on the country's forests and rich biodiversity. It was meant to simplify Indonesia's overlapping regulations and make it easier for companies to do business. Indonesia's president stated that it would help boost the country's ailing coronavirus hit in the economy by cutting through red tape to attract foreign investments and create jobs for Southeast Asia economy. There were protests and many who are prepared to challenge the law in court. While the protests had focused on labor rights, they were not protecting the loose protection of the deforestation and habitat loss of the 3rd largest rainforest after the Amazon and African Congo. The environmental law passed allows loopholes for companies who previously would have had to fill out an assessment to make sure that the environment would not be affected harshly. Our rainforests are important for our environment and the continent, and the continued process of replacing the rainforest for the palm oil industry is the major factor that is hurting the rainforest animals, and they are counting on us to fight for the stop of the reckless behavior in Indonesia. Palm oil is in 50% of all household and food products sold in the West, and the ingredients are in our shampoo, detergent, frozen microwave dinners, cookies, peanut butter, cereal, lotions, and toothpaste. Palm oil is a vegetable oil made from the fruit of the African oil palm tree, and it can be grown within humid tropical climates. And palm oil is a major cause of climate change and the suffering of the orangutans. So how can we help? The first thing is to say no to palm oil. Find ways where you can make your own natural products or find palm oil-free products. And that's all for international news.
Good morning everyone, Kim here, and thanks for joining me on for Today in History. So, topic of the day is cell phones. When I think about a cell phone, I think about this. I think about sleekness. I think about my iPhone 11. No, I did not get the Pro. I think about how much data it can hold, and when I take photos, how many photos I can take on it, until I have to start backing it up to the cloud. So those are like the kind of specs that we look for, especially like how many pixels our camera is when we buy phones today. But did you know that on the 13th of October 1983, the U.S. administered its first mobile phone service, and it was by the company called Ameritech Mobile Communications LLC. And this was a big thing. It was the first time phone service was provided to the general public, and it happened to be in Chicago, by the way. And it was the first mobile phone service in the U.S. in general, for the public use in U.S. in general. So that was some big things going on right there. And then also, just know, these weren't like these sleek looking cell phones that we have today. Like, this is cute. What they had back then, was also probably cute back then. And it was like this very big, bulky phone that you'll probably see in a lot of like 90s movies, if you were to go back on it. But back then it was cute. Today, I don't know how it would feel, if someone pulled out that big, bulky thing and was like, hey, hello. I'm like, times have changed. The sleeker, the better. Anyways, thanks for joining me today on Today in History with our topic, which is USA's first mobile phone service.
We live in a world where we're constantly being hit with bad news, left and right. So here at SmartFox TV, we decided we need some good news. Okay, so a couple of weeks ago, I had mentioned that Dave Grohl, former drummer of Nirvana, singer of Foo Fighters, has been in an ongoing battle with a 10-year-old girl out of the UK. And in the last round, old Dave went up to Nandy, that's her name, with a song written specifically for her. Well, Nandy wasn't about to have this, and she responded. So this song, with quite possibly the best title ever given to a song called Rock and Grohl, has triggered a response from old Dave. He's not done yet. It's not over. There is a round 3 coming, and I can't wait because I'm a fan of both. This is going to be awesome. So if you guys get to see it, it's Nandy versus Dave. Look it up. It's going to be spectacular. Great news because, again, who doesn't want to play and jam with their idol? So in Washington, D.C., our nation's capital, a gang of raccoons has decided to take issue with White House reporters. The raccoons, who have over the past couple of weeks have been pestering crews from CBS and CNN, have even eluded the Secret Service. And while this is questionable good news, the thought of a bunch of angry trash pandas making a scene at the White House is just too funny to not be good news. In other good news, the 2020 Nobel Peace Prize, one of the most prestigious awards in existence, was awarded to the World Food Program, or the largest humanitarian organization in the world aimed at feeding the hungry. Last year in 2019, the organization provided help to nearly 100 million people across 88 different countries, most of whom were suffering from some type of war or conflict. Additionally, the organization was applauded for its work despite the COVID pandemic, a feat critically necessary as COVID is continuing to wreck many people's ability to find an income. This, of course, affects their ability to get food. So, awesome work. Thank you for this organization for providing this awesome service. Great news. So in additional good news, I want to recognize Chuck Feeney, a former billionaire who had made it his goal in life to give away all of his fortune to charity and institutions. Well, as of now, he has successfully done so. Feeney, who is now 89, is officially broke after giving away more than $8 billion to various institutions and charities. It took him nearly 4 decades to do it, but he did. His act of generosity has also influenced other prominent billionaires, such as Bill Gates and Warren Buffett, when they introduced the Giving Pledge, a very similar idea to what Chuck was already doing, except they're giving away half of their money instead of all of it. In any case, this is outstanding news. Thank you, Chuck, for being so generous. We appreciate it. Good news. Well, thanks for watching this segment. I'm Chris Yates, and this has been Good News.
welcome back to Pop Quiz. So, which is the only state in America to begin with P? If you thought it was Pennsylvania, you are correct. The very first iPhone was released in what year? A, 2001, B, 2007, C, 2003, or D, 2009? If you chose 2007, you are correct. That was about 13 years ago, so it was pretty long, and now we're on iPhone 11 Pro. Anyways, thanks for joining us for another round of Pop Quiz.
For watching SmartFox TV, I'm Chris Yates.
I'm Kim.
I'm Sally.
I'm Tracy.
Until next time, stay foxy.
Stay foxy.